morning. I wanted to come on here and break down 3 very important things that if you're on a journey, or if you're thinking about being on a journey, you need to learn what type of body type that you have. How would you train for your body type? Okay. How would you train for your body type? And giving you examples of people that is that type of body type. I'm going to try to break it down as much as possible as I can, so you can try to kind of understand genetics and understand your body type. Okay? It's called ectomorphs, endomorphs, or mesomorphs. 1. Ectomorphs are somebody that is lean, has very high metabolism. They're hard to gain weight. An example of somebody that is ectomorph would be somebody like Snoop Dogg. Anybody that's lean, somebody that you know that's really skinny, and I don't care what they eat, they can eat for hours and hours and days, and they still stay this little. They are ectomorphs. Okay? They are hard to build muscle. So what they would have to do is very minimum cardio. If they was to do any type of cardio, it would be best to do it in high intensity interval training, meaning heavy weights but high reps, like that. They don't have to do way too much treadmill, running on the treadmill, stepper, elliptical. That's, they are somebody that will eat high in calories. They will eat a lot. They will eat, build, lift, eat, lift, a lot of rest. They are somebody that can train 3 days or 4 days a week, and lift heavy, and make sure that they just eat, like I don't count calories, but they will be somebody that will be like a 3,000 to 5,000 calorie a day. Like easy, meaning eating. They can eat high in protein, high in carbs. Like they can eat yams, they can have their rice, carbs. They can suck up a lot of carbs because their metabolism is automatically fast. That is an ectomorph. Everything that I'm saying too, I want you to look it up. Learn your craft. Anything that I ever say, make sure you check behind me. Okay? That's an ectomorph. Like I said, somebody like Snoop Dogg. Anybody that you know of that is like this, and they just eat everything and they never gain weight. That is an ectomorph. Endomorphs. Endomorphs is someone that is heavy, pear-shaped, round, soft, easy to gain weight, fat. They the type that eat one thing and get big as hell. Endomorphs example would be somebody like me. Would be somebody like Precious from the movie Precious. Monique, the comedy lady. Anybody like that. Anybody that you know that can gain weight like that. Not muscle, I'm talking about weight. Somebody that can eat 4 meals or just eat kind of crazy a week and they fluffy. Those are endomorphs. Somebody that when you train, they will need to do higher reps, more cardio. Somebody that needs to do high intensity weight training, but when they do, they need like more 12 to 15 to 20 reps. They have to do cardio. You have to do some cardio because we are the type that will have muscle under there, but it's hard to get to because you have so much layer of fat. So your meals would be high in protein, high in veggies, but minimum to very little complex carbs. Complex carbs are yams, rice, brown rice, white bread, brown bread, anything that's starchy, carby. Those are very deadly to somebody that is a genetic of an endomorph. Me, if I eat crazy for a whole week or just go crazy, I'll gain weight like nothing. Period. Easy. But for me to build muscle, for me to get some type of definition, for me to get some type of look to myself, I need a lot of cardio. I need a lot of heavy lifting, but I need high-end reps in my lift. Like I needed to be kind of heavy, but I need to be able to do more than 5 reps, more than 8. My body type, an endomorph body type, is somebody that needs, minimum kind of heavy weights, but you definitely need more reps and a lot of cardio. In between, like, example of if I'm lifting, if I'm squatting really heavy, right? After my squats, I'm going to do some jump squats. I might even grab the rope and do some cardio in between. That's what I mean by endomorph. That is an endomorph body type. Somebody that's soft, somebody that is hard to build muscle but easy to gain fat, gain weight. They have to really attack the muscle in order, to see some type of results. They have to eat very small portions throughout the day, but your carb intake has to be very minimum. Very minimum. Very minimum. You can't go crazy. You can't be somebody be like, oh, I'm gonna have, carbs before my workout, then carbs after, carbs before bed, carbs this, carbs. High in protein, so you can feed the muscle, and high in your veggies, so that's fiber, so it help you burn fat, help you to lose weight, help you get your vitamins, and you don't want to have to do too much carbs. You're not an ectomorph. You're not somebody that's got high metabolism. Another endomorph thing is we have very slow metabolism. We have to train our metabolism. We have to train it, meaning by eating small throughout the day, small portions throughout the day, to get the metabolism to start learning it's okay to burn fat. We ain't gotta just sit here. She's working, she's eating small portions, clean portions. I ain't talking about small portions of McDonald's or small portions of Wendy's or small portions of your Thanksgiving food. We're not talking about that. That Thanksgiving should be a wrap. If you're on a journey, somebody else, enjoy yourself. But that's an endomorph. Somebody that is soft-rounded person. Somebody that's easy to gain weight. Somebody that it's hard for them to build muscle, so they really have to attack it with higher end reps, mediocre weight, high, heavy but light. Not too light, not too heavy, but enough that when you get to like 15 reps, you like, oh, feeling it. That's an endomorph. Then we got mesomorph. Mesomorph is someone that is very well structured. They got muscles, they got definition for days, and they don't even work out. They the type that they ain't got to work out a day in their life, and they just got that physique, that built, like they train. Their body is just genetically, they got definition. They got definition. Don't do ad work. They got definition. Their arms is very sculpted. They're lean. They're a type that, they can work out once or twice a week maybe and get more muscle than endomorph or ectomorph any day. The genetics play a lot. A lot of people don't understand. I had to learn it too. Your genetics. You have to train for your body type. A mesomorph also can eat what the fuck they want. Sometimes, a lot. They'll get bigger, but they will still look like they work out. They'll still have that form. You'll be like, this motherfucker don't really work out. They eat everything they want and still got the physique like they work out. They are genetically like that. They are mesomorphs. Mesomorphs don't have to train that hard, that much. They don't have to. They just genetically built like that. That's just how they are. So somebody that would be a person that I would say that is, to give you an idea of mesomorph, would be who? Michael Jordan. Somebody that just toned already. Somebody that got the physique. Just think of somebody, anybody in your family or anybody that you know that they don't never work out. They don't never work out. All they do is once in a purple moon, but they have the body like they do. They always look like that from high school, from genetically like that. Just well built. You got to learn your body type. If you're going to be on this journey, ectomorph, again, tall, or very slim, very hard to build muscle. So they have to eat higher in calories and train hard so they can attack the muscle. Okay? Somebody that is an endomorph, round shape, easy to gain weight. They can't really do too much carbs because they'll pack on really fast. And they'll think they're getting, they working out, but they getting a little thick and big, but it's more fat. You have to, for endomorph, such as myself, you have to eat for muscle and not for fat. So you got to be eating your high in protein. You got to be eating your high in veggies. Very, very, very minimum carbs. Very. If you do carbs, it got to be early part of the day. Early part of the day. Early part of the day, eat your, something, and it got to be like really, really small. Really small. Because you're a type that pack on really fast. You'll gain weight really fast. Mesomorphs, again, is somebody that really, really muscular. They never work out. You know them from back in high school, grade school, and they always look like they worked out, and they don't. Learn your body type. Learn what you got to do. Learn how you have to train for your body type. Understand the common grounds for all three is that you have to attack the muscle. I don't care what you are, endomorph, mesomorph, or mesomorph, endomorph, or ectomorph. Okay? If you do not attack the muscle with heavy weights and how you training, mind-muscle connection, and making sure that you're eating properly to feed the muscle. So, because when you break open, you got a muscle, right? All right? So let's just take the glute. You got that muscle, which is a big muscle. It's very hard to train them. It's very hard to break them open. So you have to get that squeeze. You have to get that squeeze. You have to get that stretch, like getting really low. You have to pound them every, at least 3 or 4 times a week. You have to give it rest. But, so that muscle is closed like this, right? It's closed. All right? So what you're trying to do is get that muscle to open like this. See those slits, those holes, those opening? Now, this is closed like this. But here is where you done trained the muscle so intense every day. So you got these little slits, right? The little holes. That's the purpose of the squeeze. That's the purpose of you getting really low so that you can break the muscle open for food. All that food that you eating throughout the day, you eating so many meals throughout the day so that it can make your metabolism move fast. But once it deteriorates and do its thing down in your body and break up and, dissolve and all that, them nutritional values go down into those slits, those holes. So when you go to sleep, now mind you can't do this one time and say, oh yeah, it's going to work tonight. No, it's consistent. You got to do it all the time, enough. So that your body can catch on that you're serious first. And that it can start doing this thing every day, all the time. So those proteins, so you eating high in protein, having your protein shakes, long as you eat and drinking the right one, because there's some protein shakes out here that's a bunch of bullshit. So, you know, you're going to feed fat more than anything. So you want to feed it with good nutrition so it can go into those little slits. So at night, when you go to sleep, because that's when the magic happens, when you go to sleep, those nutritions get sucked up inside. All right? The protein latches on to those open fibers. It helps it to grow. That's what it's for. So once it latches on, it grows very thin, a thin layer of skin. That's how it grows. It irks my nerve to know that, to think that people don't think that you can grow legs, or you can't grow booty, or or you can't grow hamstrings, or you can't grow body parts. It saddens me that everybody think everybody had to have butt injections, or it saddens me that people don't learn when you, especially a person that's trying to get into this sport or starting to learn to, your body. You gotta learn that you can grow anything you want. You can change your whole body. You can change it. Seriously, without surgery, you can change it. You can make things grow. You can make things smaller. You can. You have to have patience. You have to learn your craft. You have to learn how to eat. You got to know that rest is what's so important. You got to know that water, is important. All them things is one big concoction. So every day that you're working out, you squeezing, you doing all this stuff, you feeding it, it closes up with those proteins, another layer of skin. Bam! Tomorrow, you go do your squats, you do your deadlift, and then you got to do variation of things. You get some people say, oh, I did my squat, I'm doing squats. But they don't understand that it's 3 butt muscles. They don't understand that you got to hit all angles. They don't understand you got to squeeze. You got to do so many things to it for it to grow. It's a big muscle. The back, your hamstrings, your quads, they are huge muscles that they need to be dealt with. They got to be fucked up. Like, you got to be beating them up. You do. And you got to, you can't keep doing 5-pound weights and thinking that your muscle is going to grow. It's impossible. That muscle needs to be, the fibers inside that muscle has to be dug into. Like, you got to really be getting there. Consistent, though. Consistency is key, guys. Consistency is so key. You got to do that shit at least 3 to 4 times a week. Then give it some rest. You do, and when I say rest, you don't have to just like not do anything. But I'm talking about as far as heavy lifting. Don't go 7 days of lifting. That's for Ectomorph, Mesomph, or Endomorph. You do not lift heavy every day. You don't got to. Because what you do is you confuse the muscle fibers. It needs to heal to grow. So if you're not letting it, giving it enough time for it to rest, okay? Rest up, meaning not heavy weights. Because you can still do your jump squats. You can still do squats without weights. You can still do that. Keep them active. That's what I mean by rest, okay? Because that's what I do. You can't, and read all this, read about it, Google it, YouTube it, go to the library, whatever the hell you got to do. But what I'm saying is, just back up what I'm saying, just do your own homework. I read a lot. I study a lot. This is something that I love to do. I'm training people. I want to make sure that I'm hitting certain muscles. I want to make sure that I'm telling my clients the right thing. I want to make sure that I preach to them about food. Ain't nobody that I ever train can't tell you that I don't talk about food every time they come in here. Every time. Because that's important. The food is what's going to make you either grow, lose, build, whatever. The food is everything. This shit don't mean nothing to an ectomorph, mesomorph, because I don't get off the subject. Ectomorph, endomorph, or mesomorph, all this shit don't mean nothing. Well, mesomorphs are kind of different because they, like I said, they look at the weights and they're fucking build muscle. That's how they're genetically built. Genetically, they don't have to do too much at all. But an endomorph, mesomorph, let me tell you something. You eat like you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're going to be feeling like you're training forever. You're going to feel like you're doing the same things over and over and over and over, and nothing really going to happen. And you know what's going to come after that? You're going to not be interested. You're going to turn yourself off because of the simple fact that you feel like it's not working. You're going to feel like, damn, I keep doing the same thing. It's been in. Then you're going to look at somebody else, you know, before and after, be like, damn, they lost weight in 30 days. Know why? Because they took the right techniques. They did what they're supposed to do. They, you know, perfecting their craft. They're not eating a whole bunch of bullshit thinking that they can out-train it. But you still, let me eat that. Let me do that. Let me do that. Oh, or you looking at somebody else that have a mesomorph genetics, and they eating bullshit and working out, and you think you could do the same thing because you see somebody else doing it. You can't. You can't. You have to learn your body. You have to learn your genetics. And if you want to know what's your, if you are an ectomorph, endomorph, or mesomorph, and it's possible that you can have like a little bit of both, a little bit. You could be an ecto and meso. Let me tell you an example of somebody that's an ecto/meso, ectomorph/endomorph. Okay, take somebody that's really skinny but have a big stomach. You ever seen them before? Somebody that's they small everywhere else, but they protrude with a big stomach, like where it come from. So you're ectomorph/endomorph. You're in between. So it's very possible that you can. Now then I'm gonna let y'all go. You want to learn what you are? Don't train, eat bullshit all week, all month. See if you gain weight. You'll know what you are. You'll know. You'll know. If you're a smaller person, you want to know, oh, I'm really an ectomorph. I'm going to eat all week. But you're still, you ain't see no gains nowhere. You're an ectomorph. If you're the type you look in the mirror, and you always see some type of definition in your stomach, you move your arms some type of way, or you know, I mean, I'm talking about somebody, I ain't talking about you been working out and you started to see definition. I'm talking about you was born, you was like little, you was in a little, and you was in kindergarten, and you already had like a little muscle tone, and then you got in elementary school and you still looked like you was working out, but you never did. And you got to high school and you just look like, those are mesomorphs. Okay? Learn your craft. Every time I'm always getting questions, I get a shitload of inboxes all the time. I really appreciate them. Be some good questions. Now, somebody hit me up and asked me about this because somebody said they heard me say something about the endo thing, and I knew what they was talking about. So I figured it was time for me to make a video of the ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. Learn your body type. Let's get them. Let me see if I have any questions here. You are endomorph. Yes, you are. I trained you before, Miss Johnson, so I know exactly how you're built. So I know, yes, you are. You are endomorph. This is awesome information. Thank you so much. Oh, I love you, sis. You're very, very, very welcome. That is so true. Yeah, I'm telling you, because you get some people that never get results at all because they don't know how to train for their body type. Or you get somebody that look at somebody else's Instagram, Facebook page, or whatever, and you see that their physique is already, nice, built, and they eat bullshit but still train, and you be like, oh, well, they ate pizza, they ate ice cream, what shit, and look at her body. You can't do that. You can't. That's like you see somebody jump off the roof and they survive. And you be like, oh shit. She jumped off and survived. I know I'm going to make it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Now I got to go to get ready for my next meal and for my next client. I love you guys. Got to go.